Hello everyone. Welcome to the solution of LeetCode problem 705 named Design Hash Set. In this problem, we have to design a hash set without using any built-in libraries. Here, we have to implement three functions. At first, the add function. Here, this add function will take a parameter key and add this key into the hash set or insert the value key into the hash set. After that, we have to perform the remove operation. Here, remove operation, remove the key from the hash set. If the key does not exist, then we have to do nothing. And finally, we have to implement a function named contains. It will check whether a particular key is presented on a hash set or not. If a particular key is presented on a hash set, it can return true, otherwise it will return false. Now let's see how can we do it. I hope you understood the problem statement. Now let's move on to the algorithm. Now, to implement the algorithm, we have taken a vector of Boolean. Initially, all of the element of this vector is false by default. So we have to design a hash set. Here, we have to implement three functions. At first, we have to implement the add functions. The add function will take a parameter key. Now, we have to add the parameter key into the hash set. So here, suppose the value of key is 2. So we have to add 2 to the hash set. So simply we are going to do it that we have to simply update the value of the 2 from false to true. Here, if we add the element 2 in our hash set, we have to upgrade the value of 2, which is true. Now, if we want to delete or remove a key, we have to simply do the opposite operations. If suppose we are deleting the element 2 right now, here, currently the value of the index 2 is true or the truthy value. So we have to simply upgrade the truthy value to the falsy value. So here we will replace T by F. And after that, we have to check whether a certain element is presented in the set or not by using the contains function. Here, we will simply return the value presented in the respective index. Suppose if we have to check the element 2 is presented or not, we will check the value of the second index or the index number 2. Here we have seen that the value of the index number 2 is false. That means this element is not presented in the set. If it is presented in the set, the element will be true. So here we have to simply return the respective index element. So this is the basic of the contains method. So I am summarizing the entire algorithm. For the addition method, we have to simply change the false value to the true value, which will represent that this value currently presented in the hash set. For the delete, we have to simply upgrade the true value to the false value. That means we have to ensure that this value is removed from the current hash set. And for the element contains, we will simply return the value presented in the respective index number. If the value is true, that means the respective key is presented in the set, or if the value is false, that means the respective key is not presented in the cell. I hope you understood the algorithm. Now let's move on to the code. In this problem, The code is pretty simple. At first, we are given a my Hashset constructor method. Here, we have initialized the default input to the false element, which means all of the index number will have the false element. After that, we have to implement the add method. Here, we have to simply update the value of the index number key to true. That means we are ensuring that this value is presented in the set. Similarly, we have to do the opposite operation for the remove method or the delete method. Anyways, here we have to assign the false value to the respective index. And after that, we have to implement the contains method. Here, we have to simply return the value presented in the respective key. If the value returns true, that means this key is presented on the set, or if this value returns the value false, that means this key is not presented in the set. I hope you understood the code. Thank you everyone for watching this video. We will get back soon with another LeetCode solution.